Good evening everybody. Sunday, Father's Day. Facebook Live 3, hashtag Scouse Megaphone Man. I don't hold back when it comes to the government, because I don't hold back for change. For people that don't know me, I am known as hashtag Scouse Megaphone Man. I've been on the Victoria Derbyshire show. I've been on the BBC. I've got my child back. I've been in the paper regarding my case. I'm not fighting to clear my name. I'm not trying to get my child back. No. I'm doing this for change. I'm fighting for you people. Now, I'm not going to tell you to go do great big protests. I'm not going to tell you to go and do damage buildings and cause nuisance. I'm about solution. Not being a pain in the bum. Solution. I'm not here to claim our name. I'm here for you lot. All you people who are suffering over your children, I'm here for you lot. Because them employees won't want to listen to you. Them councillors don't want to listen to you. And them social workers love seeing you hurting. Now, a few people have been saying they don't like what I'm doing, you la-di-da-di-da-di-da, you know? Crack on. Because if you've got a problem with what I'm doing, dry your mouth and walk the other way. Because you're never going to stop me doing from what I'm doing for change for children. So, dry your mouth and go away. I'm not here to clear my name. I don't need to. I stood in a family court. In a family court, I was more or less naked. I won my child back. I then went into a family court again to take my son off his mother. This is what all you people don't realise and don't understand. I have combated social services 3 times. If people will run around getting bad advice off people that don't know what they're talking about, because if all these people that are giving the advice out and stopping groups up and all the rest of it, you stop looking at them people if they got their children back. No. This is where you come for change. Now, I'm seeing a few people, and it's the same people, sharing my stuff, liking the stuff, and I'm starting to sit there and think, is forced adoption as bad as what people are making out? Because I am the furthest along the chain for change. I've got solutions, I've got great ideas. Nobody else has got this. Now, I'm seeing people following people that need to clear their name. Now, Gary Roy Hilson, I was contacted by Tracy McCarthy and Gary Roy Hilson's daughter. Now, what I've heard is absolutely shocking, right? I'm not here to badmouth anybody, but if people want to follow the likes of these two, crack on, because all you're doing is giving the social services something to work on. Now, I'm against sex offenders against children. My political party is going to be based around children. Now, the sex offenders in this country, the prisons are full, the police don't want to be chasing around the street watching them, nobody wants to live next door to them, nobody wants to sit next to them. So people should clear their name before they think about telling other people what to do and how to go about social services. Because if your advice was right and you're so the best, why haven't you got your children? Stop and ask yourself. So I think people should be looking this way, okay? I've been on telly, I've cleared my name. Social services. I'll come sit on your sofa. I won't be frowned at. I'll come to your meetings. I don't need to clear my name. I'll come in your meeting as an advocate. Now, to be getting good advice off me is the right way to go, because I'm not just about advice. I'm not about arranging great big protests. I'm about change, solutions, right? That's what it's about, change and solutions. Now, I don't hold back when I speak. Now, the government, it's up and down this country, they're failing. They're failing the people. And I'm a man for the people in the Social Service Party. I'm going to go out my way to make change for children. Now, the government, Gavin Barwell, Grenfell Tower, the fire. Cost cutting, salami slicing, cost cutting, and all them people that have been murdered. What's going to be done about it? Because when I look at them people, and I'll say that they've got to go through complaints process at the council and loads of other procedures, what's going to take over 2 years, you're taking liberties. You come round my house, you boot my door off, you arrest me for handling stolen goods, and you whisk me off to prison. Why aren't you taking off Gavin Bowell's door, the MP? Why are you protected because he's working for Theresa May? He was crying the election because he lost his seat. Theresa May felt sorry for him and gave him a job with her staff, within a party, so to speak, to keep him up there. Where's accountability for all these people? And not only that, I'm furious that the BBC and other people can use the Tower as a backdrop for you presenters with children in that place burning and fuming, to be using it as a backdrop for your TV propaganda. Absolutely shocking. And if that's under the Conservative Party, I guarantee you, Gavin, you're down the cells now, along with everybody else, all them human shields known as councillors within the council of that area. Why can't we have justice for these people? Children being thrown out of tower blocks. What's that all about? And the BBC and other people are using it as a backdrop for their show. Shocking. And then you go on and talk about Jeremy Corbyn and the DUP. What are you going to do when all these families are going to say, we won't take you to court now? People waving at the windows and you're using it as a backdrop. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Why don't you come this way for justice for me? Eh? And expose what social services are not doing properly. Why can't you TV presenters come this way? I can prove Crown pays you the Crown and stole my child as in Barrack Council. Why don't you come this way? It's a serious allegation. Because you're not about for the people, you government, and it goes right through the Conservative Party, right through it. You've got Mr Gove leaving his child in the pub, going boogieing on down in the pub. You've got Jack Law-Price turning her back on what's going on in Thurrock, saying she's for the NHS now, working with Jeremy Hunt. She wanted to close the local hospital. Why has she been made for the NHS? Cross wires, mate. And this is what it is. Let's all help each other out. You've got Liz Truss, knows exactly what's going on. When she's Justice Secretary, turned her back on justice, wrongdoings. She's sworn into oath, right? Liz Truss, for her position as Justice Secretary. And she knew all about my case. She even had fish and chips with me in the pub. So, Liz Truss, you've got the law. So it's no good Theresa May, you stand there down for the Treasury. Secretary, she's making out like putting a brave face on it. She's all happy. It's right through the Conservative Party. It's an absolute joke. And what you're doing is you're taking the mickey out of people like Jacob Rees-Mogg, people I quite like, you know, Stephen Metcalfe. Big up to you, mate. Well done for winning your seat. Well chuffed. But when are we going to have a political party that's going to join the fight? No, it ain't going to be long in the Social Service Party. And I'm going to wipe the floor with all you MPs, because my party is going to be based around children. And if my party was in power, then people at Grenfell Tower, they would be having justice now. And they would be putting up in hotels. You know, that should be a punishment. You know, putting them up in 5-star hotels, every one of the families. Why are you doing that? Is it because they're asylum seekers? Is it because they're black? Is that why you're doing it? They're human. We're all in the game together, and nobody can cheat. The fact that I could see children and people at their windows waving, and it's used as a backdrop, it's made me sick to the core. The propaganda wheel. Why aren't you coming this way? Why? Hashtag Scouse Megaphone Man. Follow me on YouTube just to see my videos. Right? What the government turn their back on. Now the Conservative Party, mate, they're ruining the country. Do the government want civil? Do they want a broken society? Do you know what I mean? When people stormed that council, you couldn't handle it. And all them councillors, as long as the Human Shields and the chief executive, extravagant wages within that council, scared. How do you think them kids felt in that tower? I'm going to leave it there about the tower, because it's affected me. It's affected me, you know. All you tough-nosed people, pen pushers, that's what I call yous. I'm a man for the people, right? I'll speak out, that's how it is. You're all in together. You're all pissing in your own pot. You don't give a shit about the community and the people. And social service party would have Gavin behind the door now, answering questions, and anybody else who's involved in all that cladding. Going back on children anyway, I'm here for forced adoption, fighting for children, fathers as well, that don't see the kids. I mean, I've got a lot of solutions to make change, on justice, change and exposure, because this government really does need to change now, it really does need to change. I mean, again, if you're watching tonight, John Kent, I'm sorry you never got to see it, I'm gutted for you, John Kent. It'd be nice to have a chat with you. I've got a few things I'd like to chat to you about on a friendly level, because some things do need to be said, mate, and you're the only person I can put my shoulder on and ask, you know, so it'd be nice if we could get in contact, John Kent, we'd have a chat. Social services are not doing their job. They're not doing their job, you know, and I don't get it. I don't get it, you know. Is it the economy will to make jobs and create a good society where everybody can go to work as barristers, counsellors, you know? Is that why social services take children? I mean, quite a lot of the time social services are right. I mean, I've been in a few homes where people have asked me to go for advice, give them advice. I've gone around there and I can understand what social services are doing in some of the cases. Because when I look at the paperwork, it's shocking, you know, and the only thing then I could do for them families is just be a rock for them, you know, and make sure they get some sort of help, you know, because they will stay in the corner and it will work out for them people that have done wrong, you know. They might have only done something stupid, you know, but at the end of the day, these people need to get some sort of counselling, you know, especially when they come out of court and they have lost their children. They might have not done anything wrong, but at the same time, these people need to be getting counselling to close the door on it there and then, so they carry on with their life, so they've got proof that they have dealt with that, you know, so it doesn't come back and bite you later, you know. Big shout going out to everybody who's online tonight. I can't see how many people are online tonight because I'm blind, because of the camera in my face and a light on it. We've got my missus here tonight beside of me, passing me out, so I've just been given another note. Big shout going out for you, Stevie. Well, Chuff, you're on tonight watching again. I hope you've watched me from the start and you've shared the other videos with your mates. I hope they're all laughing at me. You know me, Stevie. But I've been out and put a couple of signs out. Stop forced adoption. I put one on the M25. I'm going to go and check see it's still there later. If not, I'm going to put another one back. I think it should still there because it's a footbridge. So that's what I was shouting for on my last one. Can everybody go out, spray bed sheets, spray bedroom blinds, stop forced adoption, hashtag Scouse Megaphone Man right across the bottom, A roads, motorways. Let's get it all out there, up and down this country. Yeah? Let's get it all out there. I've done 2 today. I'm going to go back there tonight, check them 2. On a regular basis, I'm going to keep doing them. Very good spot for the M25. I'm going to look for another spot, which is a footbridge in A13. 2 heavy, congested roads in London every day. Jackie Khan, power to the people, girl. You know the way it is, Jackie. I love reading your posts. I often follow you and see what you're doing. Sorry, Jackie Khan. You are actually a bloke. Every time I look at it, I think Jackie, so I think Jackie Doyle Price, you know, so I'm sorry for that. Kirsty, inbox me about your case and I'll let you know. Glad to help you. I'm not going to give you no wrong advice. I mean, I'm not going to give you any false promises. I'm not going to lead you down the garden path. I'm not going to make any promises I can't keep you. I am busy, but if you'd inbox me, if not me, or my missus will have a look at your bits and we'll get back to you, you know. But it'd be nice if we could have a couple of people come on the show one night. I mean, I've got these masks here. These are for people that are gagged. So if you want to come round and live one video live one night, that'd be great. When I do meet you, I do want to try and keep your location safe. So there is procedures are coming on my Facebook Live to protect my children, you know, because where I live is quite quiet and out of the way, so I'd like to keep that way. But it'd be great to have people come on Facebook Live. Any social workers that want to come on Facebook Live. I was contacted by a social worker the other day. Very great chat we had. I'd love you to come onto the Facebook Live because quite a few families that are grieving on Facebook and Twitter regarding children in social services. They'd love to hear your views on social services because you yourself now and tell me that social services is scrambling. You know, it needs people like me. So thanks to that social worker that contacted me, and I will give one of these masks if you do want to come on the show now to speak to the families. It's nice that I've actually got a whistleblower tempted now to come and have a chat on the show, you know, so that's great. That's something no one else has ever done regarding forced adoption to make change. Now, I'm about making change because I've got good solutions. It's about change, solutions, put a stop to it, get justice for families. I do insist, great big shout for you, my darling, great big shout for your boyfriend as well. You know, I'm working hard behind the scenes, felt a bit down today all day. I've not celebrated Father's Day today. I've not done it, you know, not done it on pure principle. I know how everybody's feeling, you know, I've been down all day, I've got a bag of presents in there for my children, you know. I'm not going to open them, you know, until Wednesday. When the kids are in school, I'm going to quietly have a little sob, you know, because I don't celebrate my birthday, and I've never celebrated my birthday due to being a looked after child. I'm here for all you families, change, you know, get any questions you want answered, get them in on Facebook, I'll answer them. I've got my missus here taking them, but again, I mean, I've got cards up on my fireplace and now it chokes me right up, all them fathers that are not seeing their kids. So on principle, I've not celebrated my Father's Day today. I don't celebrate my birthday, I don't celebrate Christmas because I was looked after child. I see Father's Day ever since I got my children back, got my children from social services. I see Father's Day as everything rolled into one to me because I am the dad, I am the super dad, shouting for all you people that are suffering. You know, people not seeing their children through social services, forced adoption, CSA, you know, all you fathers for rights, fathers for justice, the whole lot of you. Because I am going to seriously thinking about starting a political party called the Social Service Party. I've got a meeting with the legal team and the agent to start looking into it now, seriously, because the ideas are not frowned on. They're not frowned on. I mean, I've got things like TV licence. People are going to love it when they hear my ideas about TV licence because why pay for a TV licence? You know, why pay for a TV licence? I'm not going to pay for work of art in their BC studios, you know? I'm going to say how it is and I'm not going to hold back. No paintings, I'm not going to pay for them, you know? The Byfield payoff, why should I pay for that? You know? Stop taking BBC to court, the Byfield payoff, we'll give you all these millions of pounds, don't take us to court. That was what came out with the money for the BBC licence money. Now, I've got good plans for BBC TV licence. People are going to love my ideas in the social service party, but I'm not going to go on that. But I am taking it serious, you know, regarding change children. Big shout going out to everybody that's logged on tonight. Please like and share. Big shout going out to everybody in the States who's watching. We've got quite a few people on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter in the States. Big up to all you guys. I really do wish I could be at one of your demonstrations because it'd be nice, you know. It's a worldwide epidemic. I mean, these kids come from the UK who they're coming out of families that families are a known family, and what they're doing is they're taking the kids and taking them to the States. There's kids from the States, no doubt, coming from here. So yeah, it is a worldwide problem. And in the Social Service Party, the forefront will be children and security of children all around the world. Because, you know, that's what it's about. It's about change. So a great big shout going out to all you people out in the States. I don't know if I'm allowed to travel abroad, obviously, because I've been accused of being a terrorist. That's how my child was stolen by the state. The local government perjured themselves and tried to adopt my child and say I was a terrorist. I proved my innocence, got my child back. But again, I'd love to go over to the States, you know, and hopefully one day, you know, join one of your demonstrations. I would like to apply for the green card to go to the States, and if I don't get the green card, then I know I'm not okay to travel because I'm scared to go on holiday. I don't want to go to Ibiza and then be nicked by the Spanish police and say, like, you terrorist, they say, nah, and then that leaves me fighting my justice in a Spanish jail. So that's why I'll go on holiday. Religiously, I used to go to Ibiza every single year. You know, back in the day when I was a dancer in the clubs, Wigan Pier, the Hacienda in Manchester, growing up, rain dance. So yeah, I've been about now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply for the green card to go to the States, and if I get accepted for that visa, then I know I'm okay to travel, you know, but I've really got to tread careful to see if my name's been cleared. So a big good shout out to everyone in the States. Please like and share all my work. I've reached 26 states in America now. There's only halfway there. Let's do this. You know, when you go on the YouTube, I've got 3 unknown locations. So I don't know whether that is the White House following me. I don't know. You know, but it's got to be said. It's got to be said. And I've just been given another note, so I'm just going to have a quick look. Alan Sexton, can a social service get rid of minutes after writing them up? No, they can't. Get copies of your minutes in meeting. Some councils charge you for these minutes. Some councils charge you for these minutes. It's shocking, you know, but they can't get rid of these minutes. No, they can't, mate. And if you go through your complaint process of your council, like I did for your complaint, what you do get is that when you get stage 2, stage 3, you then go for a panel on that council through the complaints process. And then what you get, part of the panel, is the caseload. So you get all the evidence regarding your problem, which would then come in to your minutes. If you're having supervised contact, that would be the same, you know. It should all be there in the bundle when you go through the complaints process. So just make sure you get a copy of the bundle and all the rest of it. Have a good look through it. Aaron. So big shout going out for you to Aaron. I know you're miles and miles away from your children. It's Father's Day. I feel your pain off. Yeah, I'm a man of the people. I mix with them MPs. I've met loads of them, you know. I'm not a toffee nose and I did lick my plate, you know, I did. I'm being passed messages again. They're on like bits of paper, so I'm blinded by the camera and I'm trying to look on a white bit of paper. It's difficult. Mark from Lincoln. We will believe you when something happens. I like negativity. I love it. Mate, we're going to do this. What we need to do is unite. There's too many splinter groups. I mean, when you, I don't know how long you've been logged on, Mark, but I mean, I did say a little stint at the beginning that there's a lot of splinter groups out there. Everyone's going in the wrong direction at the minute because we're all heading. All our heads are spinning. I've got my child back, don't need to go into it. I've more or less been naked in court. I've been on national telly a couple of times. I've been in national papers. I've been in magazines, the Take a Break magazine. I'm for change, mate. You know, if you look at the images, you see that of Jack Barnes, Thurrock. You'll look at the images, you'll see that in with the cabinet. At one Mr. Barnes on Twitter. You know, I'm not going to be ignored, mate. And I'll tell the Crown how it is, because the local councils, you know, what is for the government? Because the government are turning their back on what's going on up and down the country. Children's inquiries, power blocks on fire, forced adoption, social services, failing NHS, yeah? And who's and what's how it is? Who's gets the shitty end of the stick? The police. The police are sick of it. The police are sick of it. You're squeezing their budgets and expecting 110%, right? Come on. Social services is for change, mate. So Mark, big shout going out for you, mate. Thank you for logging on. Please like and share me. I like it when questions like this come to me because they see the real me. I mean, I don't edit my videos. You know, I say how it is. I do what I say. But at the end of the day, Mark, I'll believe it when something happens, mate, because I've felt down all day. You know, grieving for fucking, sorry for swearing, and I really do mean that, for fathers and mothers that are not seeing their children, mate. You know, that's why I'm doing it for change. I mean, I can quite happily sit back, think about my big house, think about this, think about that. I'm not in it for money. I'm in it for change, justice. You know, I've been a fan, looked after child. I'm dealing with my past and my childhood in terms of making change, and that's the only way I'm going to deal with my past, is to make change. So I'm going to push on and try and start a social service party, political party, to give people justice, accountability, transparent. You know, this Gavin, you'd be behind the door now, mate, answering questions, and all the human shields known as the council, the councillors in that council in the West End where that tower was on fire. You'd all be answering to questions now. Cost cutting and salami slicing, children waving at the windows of the tower block, it's affected me. You know, parents throwing children out the tower block. My hat goes off to the man that killed the baby or picked the kid up that was thrown from the tower block. My heart goes out to that man, well done, mate, and everybody else. All you Moroccans, now I've got quite a few people who are Moroccan who know me, who live in Pimlico, Vauxhall, Victoria. I know quite a few people around there. You know? Ladbroke Grove. My heart goes out to all you people. Big shout going out to all you Moroccan people that helped. All you people. That's what it's about, you know? I feel sorry for the lot of them, you know, and the government. You've got to wake up and smell the coffee, you know? Do you want a civil unrest? You know, because looking down the country, you're failing in all areas. The NHS, the housing, and you're expecting a 110% job off the police. We don't want martial law on these streets. You couldn't control the youngsters when they rioted. Could you imagine government, and I'm going to tell you how it is, could you imagine rubbing the community up wrong way constantly? No justice, no transparency, got to go for your political propaganda, justice, 2-year investigations and all the rest of it. Shocking. 5 years I've been fighting. Local government, a council, paid themselves. Stole my child. They went back to court and defended their Persian and said I was a terrorist. Where's the government? I've wasted 5 years. I've gone through all the complaints processes. My case can't go to the Ombudsman. It's been discussed in court. I've exhausted every avenue for justice. Now everybody needs to jump on the bandwagon for change. I'm the man of the people. I've got great NHS ideas. Raise millions of pounds for Alzheimer's, AIDS sufferers. I could probably cure cancer, my ideas. I could probably cure AIDS, my ideas. I could ease the police 50 cents. I could ease the police budget and call-out rate. I could ease it like that because I know social service is the best. And I can raise millions of pounds for the NHS and the police and the children. Not extravagant wages under the social service party. It won't be about that. We're going to show you the social service party. You're listening to me, Labour, Conservative. You're the window, don't need to worry about you. I'm going to have both of you parties. I'm going to show you both. Eat your own words. Social service party, it's not going to be for profit. The councillors, any council we win, if I start a party out, these councillors and all the rest of it, Director of the Children's Services, won't be on them fantastic wages. Chief Executive won't be on them fantastic wages. Social service party not going to be for profit for children. Like you say, the party's going to put it back in to children. For mental health, the damage the Conservative Party and the Labour Party have damaged children through social services over the years. Me being one of them children. Big shout going out to you, Kirsty. Stop forced adoption. Indeed, that's what it's all about. That's the heart of me. Stop forced adoption. My child was stolen to me, forced adopted. It goes on in this country. Social workers are stealing children. Now, If any of your MPs have got a problem about that, come and speak to me. Councils and social services in this country are stealing children. I can prove it. Why aren't the government coming to speak to me about videos, giving me justice? I want to put my compensation into good causes. I've got a nice house. It's my way of dealing with my past after being abused at the hands of the government. From age 6 up to 14, battered, abused, all forms. Hello Bhupesh, nice to see you mate. Big shout going out for you and your trouble you're having mate. Congratulations on you come. I'm not going to go into it mate, respecting you for what you're doing. Say hello to your missus, you know. Give them kisses from me when you see them, you know. Proud of what you're doing, Bhupesh. Bhupesh, be careful what you're saying to people, because your name's been dropped. Don't help no one that's got to France, mate. Just do your own thing, bruv. You've got it buttoned up the way you are, well on what you're doing. You've got to do what you've got to do. Can't speak about the guy's case, but I quite like Bhupesh. Big shout down after you, mate. I've known him a few years now through Facebook. Be nice when I meet him. Now then, Kirk, how you doing, brother? Nice to see you logged on again. I hope my sport in Liverpool's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. No, can't wait to meet you, Kirk, you know. Thanks a lot, mate, for logging on and sharing and doing what you're doing. I'm going to bring my league boarding school to the forefront. If anybody wants to know how the boarding school I went to, the Lower League boarding school, if you Google that, Lower League boarding school child abuse, and what you'll see is a lot of stuff on there about the abuse we've been through, you know. And there's a few lads on my Facebook who are achievers, silver rivers, they're not heroin addicts, they're not dead, they're not in prison for life. These survivors, this is what we're going to call these people from Lower League School, because we was abused, you know. Moved to other establishments, having on being abused, you know. So the fight is about Lower League School as well, you know. Okay, big shout going out for you, mate. That's where it all started, boarding schools for all the self-harmers, you know. Went to young offenders institutions, being beaten up by security officers, you know. Love to jump in a cave with any of you security officers at young offenders institutions that beat young offenders up, self-harmers, you know. That's an offer from me, any prison officer, you know, out there. Raise a bit of money for children, you know. Oakwood, out in Kent, beating all the young offenders up. Think you're men in ya? Them kids got justice for that. Don't think so. They weren't listening to me because they were young offenders. There was no self-harbours. That's their problem, innit? That's what it all boils down to. But yeah, about boarding schools, care, big shout going out for you, mate. Oh, Danielle, much love to you as well. You know, thanks a lot. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Thanks for logging on. Please like and share like you normally do. Stick with it, Danielle. Now, it's been a long job for me. I mean, every single day I feel negative. You know, I look at my views, I see you've not gone up, and I see look at my shares and not gone up. I do get worried sometimes, but you know, I'm about weathering the storm. You know, whenever I've got myself in a sticky situation, when I've been doing a bit of body, full contact sport and that, I've always weathered the storm and then made other solutions to that, and then it's been my turn sort of thing, and this is my turn on the government. You know, because the government can't shut me up. I'm not gagged. I'm the only person that's not been arrested regarding forced adoption. I'm the only person. I've been on the megaphone, you know. I've been on the megaphone, and I've said some serious stuff. I've said some serious stuff on the megaphone. And when the police have turned up, they've just smiled at me, you know, because I'm about the police force, I'm about the NHS, I'm about social services, because I'm about change. You can all sit here slagging off to the hill. We can all do that. But we need to unite and club together, and let's all get together and unite as one big group, and let's do it, you know. We need the change, because if there's people on tonight and they've got no social services involvement, and they've never had social services involvement, it could happen to you, because these children are being taken from good homes in most cases, you know. And once these social workers, Roger, going to react, and you're going to react in the right way. And if you've never had social services involvement, you know, ask any of you MPs, could you have done what I have done? Could you hand your baby over to your barrister knowing you're right? No. Would you be able to keep a mindset, all you MPs, and fighting for your child back when you know you are right and the social services are lying against you? I want all you MPs to stop and listen. All you MPs have lost a child in Parliament. How do you feel about Jackie Dole-Rice? I bet you're disgusted with MP Jack Dole-Rice turning her back on forced adoption. I'm the heart of forced adoption to all you MPs. You're not concerned any MP that's lost a child. I see the MP debate. All in tears. All in tears. Look my way. My missus is grieving. Still. When can I grieve? These are on my arse. When can I grieve for being a looked after child and being subjected to pure, utter abuse from the establishment at the hands of the social services? I've proved my innocence. I need justice to make change. When can I breathe? I ask. Because government, you're not going to get a reaction. I've got control to make change. Because the minute I mess up, that change is going out the window for children and every other family that's fighting. And every father and mother that's not getting access. And they're paying for the kids. So, anyone that's looked on, have a hashtag ScoutsMegaphone, follow me on Twitter, @OneMissyBarnes, YouTube, hashtag ScoutsMegaphone, Misty Barnes Facebook for Justice, because that's what it's all about. Dan keeps on asking me, can you come on video, can you come on video, but I really can't do it, you know. I mean, I've got a press release out there, what no other group has got, through a PR company, with an agent and a legal team. No other forced adoption group's got that. So this is the bandwagon everybody needs to be jumping on, sharing. You know, this is the one that should be getting 5,000 views every time it goes out there. You know? But everyone's got their choices, you know, and I can't force people's hand. But it hurts a little bit, you know, because I've got a hell of a lot of hard work with behind the scenes. I'm a school governor, you know, to make change. The child protection team in that school is second to none. House Academy Mayflower, down on Chaffington. Excellent school, big shout going off the child protection team at House Academy. Kirsty, just be passed a message from Kirsty. What do you think about giving SS social service baby focus? To give you social workers baby focus, social services asked me for baby focus in my case, before the court case of adoption court case. Obviously they snatched my baby off me and solely paid themselves, stole my child, and then just about 2 weeks before the final hearing, the social worker came round to our house and said, we have some pictures of Misty and you together, but what we want to do is we'll put it in a memory box. So if you keep us to adoption, we want to be able to put it in a memory box for child, you know, and you get a memory box as well. And they asked us for photographs, and we just refused point blank to have photographs being done. But what the contact centre did, we took photographs and gave them photographs to us. Whether a copy was sent on to the social services, I don't know, but they weren't used in court. But I refused to give them photographs because that's my baby. You know, that's my baby. And at the same time, when we're on the subject of photographs, there's a lot of people that are sharing their children's photographs now. When the child gets older, it might not want to have been shared. You know, it might not want to know when it's older that it was part of all this. You know, it might want to keep it all to itself. And at the same time, you're ruining your cases. I can't express this enough. I never did it. I never discussed my case on social media. I didn't run to the wrong people. You know, people might talk a good race. I've met many people that spoke a good fight. I've turned up at an event, and the guy I was fighting was punching the lockers. And when he got in there, and patients were coming back at him, he folded. It's all right hitting things that don't hit back. You know? So, you know, it's about forced adoption, it's about change. You can have that message, it's on white paper. I'm blinded. Just been given another don't forget to say message. So a big shout going out for you, Kirsty. I didn't give him photos, and I wouldn't give him photos, and I'm glad I didn't give him photos. But the contact centre did take photos and gave them photos to me. Social services never had no photos, only had a few. What they'd taken through the foster parent. And the contact centre I used was Oak Tree Contact Centre. Big shout going out to Oak Tree Contact Centre in Thurrock. People, quite a lot of people are saying they've been wrong done by through Oak Tree Contact Centre, but at the same time, we're using these contact supervisors. You know, these people, I think it's called something full. It was good full. That's my supervisor, my contact. But every 2 weeks I made sure I got copies of all my contact report notes, which everybody should be doing. Get copies of your contact report notes, give them to your legal team, keep hold of them, your own peace of mind. Keep everything. I even keep the do not disturb notice you hang on your door handle in your hotel. I even kept that. I even kept the card for your security card to get in your door for your hotel. You put it in a little cardboard folder. I even kept that. Kept any notes the social services gave me, they written and gave it to me. Kept any notes, any letters. It's imperative that you do that because it works wonders for you, you know. It's no good going to his list to say, no, look at this case and look at that case and look at this, what social services do. Because, mate, you're looked on upon as delusional, you know. You use everybody else's situation. The courts don't want to know what social services like. They want to know what you're like as a person. You should be concentrating on yourself. And again, don't put your photographs of children on the computer because you're messing your case up. And I mean, once you do go to court and your children are removed and subjected to the nasty treatment of being adopted against your will, putting your pictures of your children on the computer there and after, they will drag you down the court and stop you doing that. I mean, if it was me, my heart was out with you. If it was me, I'd probably do the same. You know, I'd probably do the same. But then again, if it was me, I wouldn't be here. You know, I wouldn't be here because I was right. And I proved I was right. So I didn't need to commit suicide, didn't need to do all the stuff, you know. But me and my missus, we considered everything. You know, we considered everything because doubt reaches your mind quite a lot of the times with you people. Don't be under the illusion that I'm not going to do it because I'm going to do it. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I feel negative about the shares. Please like and share my stuff, you know. Please do it. But I'm going to get out there one day. I've stood aside 3 times now on my press release regarding forced adoption. I have a press release out there through a PR company, a main PR company in London, the top of Chancery Lane. I'm going to say who they are. There's some influential people watching my Facebook tonight. Big shout out to you. I'm glad you're watching. Secret people, you know. We call them the shy Tory voters. I call them the shy viewers. Watching but not really want to see. You know, feel threatened with the MPs, you know, in the Social Service Party. We're going to combat it. You know, we're going to combat it. We're going to be great for the NHS. You know, but it starts with social services. The political party called the Social Service Party starts with the social services. That is why the political party is called the Social Services. And what the Social Service Party will do what it says. So shall serve. And it wouldn't have been long, I'm telling you, to have all the human shields from the West End, from the council, because of the Tower, and the MP, and the contractors, all in the police station, right now. Don't kick their balls off. You put me in prison for handling stolen goods, wouldn't you? I handled a stolen car. I bought it, unknown it was stolen. You put me in prison for that, 6 months. No justice against these MPs. So all you people, you need to come to the Social Service Party when I start here, because I'm getting a lot of followers, you know. I'm out there in Liverpool. I'm quite known in Newcastle and Durham because I've got quite a few friends up in Newcastle and Durham. These personal friends, you know. Personal friends in all around Liverpool, people I grew up with, people I went to boarding schools and institutions with, you know, secure units with, and prison with. I mean, I've been down in Essex, you know, just outside East London now, 20 years, you know. I've been about, you know. I've been behind the door in prison, got a lot of respect everywhere I've gone, you know. I'm about change in the social service department. Anyone got any questions? Just, I've got the missus on the side of me here. Pass me a few questions anyone wants to ask. Please like and share my way. These councillors and these councils, when are you going to be held to account for what you do? When are you going to be held to account for what you do? You sit in your council cabinet chambers, you really do think you don't smell, don't you? Jockey. You're going to not get your pictures taken with flight tipping. Flight tipping is an epidemic in this country. You know? Let me ask you, government. 1 minute. This is regarding forced adoption, government. Your flag is the oak tree. Old, years, good. That's the way you look at it, the Conservative Party. What would happen if we took away one tree for every forced adopted child, which is oak in this country? How would you feel, Conservative Party, if that happened? I'm not telling people to go and do it. What I'm saying, if I could physically take away one oak tree for every forced adopted child in this country, or every time social services have failed a child, how many oak trees would you have? And then how proud would you feel? I'm not about knocking trees down. I'm not about that at all. I'm just putting a point across to the Conservative Party, or corrupt through and through, double standard. I can't understand why Gavin, whinging, what's his name? Gavin Barwell?
Barwell.
Lost his seat in the election. Can't stand it. Crying, mate. I've stood in an election to make change. You know, I got over 1,000 votes in my election, and that was in a ward, a councillor's ward. That is in a smaller area. I got over 1,000 votes. How many votes would I get if I started a political party called Social Service Party? Any MP out there wants a job share, come and speak to me. You know, I can't keep my mouth shut. I can hold secrets. You know, everybody's been naughty. I understand that. But I am approachable. Let an MP out there would like to come and speak to me, even if we just have a nice coffee and a chat. You know, there's one person I would like to speak to, and that would be John Kent. You know, I will be contacting John regarding the chat me and he could have. You said we'd have a chat after the election finished, and I'd be too happy to have a chat with you. But nothing bad against John Kent. At times, I've felt ignored by John Kent through my process regarding my situation. John Kent is a local councillor for my ward at the time when Misty was stoned. I don't hold him to blame. I had the wool pulled off my eyes by MP Jackie Doyle-Price. This woman is at the heart of forced adoption. MP Jackie Doyle-Price. This MP turns their back on forced adoption. Now, Jackie Doyle-Price, I know you're watching. And you, Mark Coxhill. I am going to take civil action against you, Mark Coxhill, for the emails you sent to Barbara Foster, telling lies while I was going through court process. And I can prove that, mate. And I'm going to hold you to that. Libel you. So you're saving your pennies, Mark Coxhill. Another councillor who I think should stand down. On fire service panels and all committees and all the rest of it. How many meetings did you turn up to, Mark Coxhill? And how much money have you swindled away out for that? You're for your own financial gain. Jackie Doyle-Price is your wife. Jackie Doyle-Price is the godmother to the Justice Secretary's children. Hence, why I've had no justice. And when I say Justice Secretary, I mean Liz Truss. The lady, Theresa May, changed their position and put her into the Treasury, Head Secretary. Why are you hiding all these people away, Theresa? What's going on? Don't you think it's not going to be long before the campaign starts up for you to stand down? And if there's a by-election and I've got backing, maybe that will be the turning seas, you know. And I'm telling you, all you big shotguns, all you people in the state to watch, I'm going to do a great job, Donald, for change for children, you know, because Macron did it, Donald Trump did it. I'm a man for the people. I'm in this for profit. The Social Service Party is not going to be for profit. And councils we gain, it's all the money's going to go into children's mental health. Now I've got to tell you people, all you viewers, I work hard behind the scenes, and what I'm going to try and do is build a brand to go in the shops with my own ideas. I've got new ideas of new brands I can put in the shops, and all the money, profit made from them brands in them shops are going to come to children's mental health. Now I'm going to have a children's mental health corner in them shops with all my ideas of new stuff, you know, new stuff. Maybe Devon's would like a couple, you know, but they're fantastic ideas, and these people are going to love them when you see them in the shops. Great ideas, you know. I'll give you a little insight, you know. There's one of them called Reverse, but I'm going to go into what Reverse is going to be all about, but it's going to be put into the shops. The profit of that's going to be children's mental health and therapy. This government have failed too many children, man, and they haven't got enough money to sort it out. So my problem is that, and when I raise money and ideas, I'm about rolling funds. The Social Service Party is about rolling funds. It's not just about giving a load of money. That's not what I'm about. I'm about creating an idea to make money and to keep that idea running itself known as a rolling fund. The Alzheimer's, 850,000 Alzheimer's officers in this country. If my idea hits half them, or all of them, sorry, I could raise £25.5 million for Alzheimer's. The NHS are going to love my ideas, and that's a rolling fund, you know. 195 million I could raise our children. I mean, I could be a turn to seas for diseases around the world. My ideas, I could probably cure cancer, I could probably cure Alzheimer's, I could probably cure AIDS, even the Social Service Party, you know. I'm going to manifest, and I'm taking it seriously, because we're all in the same game together, and nobody can cheat at the game we're all playing, you know, and that's why I want to make a change, you know, to make it a nice place, people to live, you know, we'll all bounce off each other, and we can all have, you know, because the Social Service Party is the way to go. And I'm about forced adoption, stopping the forced adoption, stopping fathers grieving, you know, that are seeing their kids, they're paying for maintenance and not seeing their kids. These fathers that are not seeing their kids, that are taking chances, it bothers me, boys, you know. But you've got to do what you've got to do, because I'll do the same thing. I'll do the same thing, you know. So I can't knock you guys. If any of you guys have an accident, I'm going to be there shouting. I'm going to be there shouting on my megaphone. If any of you guys fall off anywhere, have an accident, mate, you know, because we're not being listened to by the government, and they won't listen to nobody, you know. And some of these fathers are paying their children through the CSA, and what they're seeing is the partner that, and mothers, they're paying for children they're not seeing. Now, what they are knowing is that money's not being spent on the child when they're paying for these children for CSA. The money's not going on the child, you know, and this is why people are pissed off, you know. I swear, because I'm passionate, you know. They don't want to pay for their kids, you know what I mean? And they do want to take chances, they do want to protest, and they do want to climb places, they do want to graffiti, and they do want to batter people. Because, you know, my big shout out to you, Bobby Smith. All you people out there, follow Bobby Smith, you know? Stop the war on dads, great guy. You know, stop this war on dads, you know? Bobby Smith, people don't know him, Bobby Smith, he joins the ballot paper, stands there as elbow. He takes the make out the bad paper, and I'm going to take that off for you, Bobby Smith, because you're funny. I'd love to meet you, me and my missus, we'd love to meet you and the missus. Go and have a pub somewhere, have a nice chat, have something to eat. You're funny, mate, you know. Just been passing it on from the missus, who's at the side of me tonight again, passing me notes. She loves to come on camera and do Facebook Live with me, but she gets tearful for all families, you know. My missus gets tearful reading posts. My missus sits there with all the posts out for me when people send me things, all the rest of it. And sometimes she's in tears as she's talking to me. I have to say to her, you know, babes, wipe tears away, darling, now. Just give yourself a chance with it. And my missus is touched by all you people that follow me and post your stuff. You know, we do read them, you know. And again, I don't understand. I had my child stolen on future risk of harm. I can't understand, you know, even the McCanns, I can't understand that. I'm not getting my head around double standards. I'm not going to go into the McCanns because, you know, it's not fair for Madeline at the end of the day, and she's with us. I do believe Madeline's still with us, you know. And when that day she turns up, I'm going to be shouting from all the roofs, mate, from the skies. I told ya, you know, everybody's heard it. Off mum, off dad. Told ya, you won't listen. You know, and that's what I'm going to do when Madeline turns up. Big shout out for you, Hannah. Inbox me, Hannah, please, and we'll have a look at it. What I do when I do get off my Facebook Live is I go through all my comments, I go through all my, and I do get back to you all, what I do like, and my thumbs up, and my loves, and my cries, and sads. So I do make sure I go out my way as soon as I finish my Facebook Live to go through all the messages and answer to them all, like, and do what I can, you know. Big shout out for you to Hannah, inbox me, we'll have a look at it, you know, me and my missus. Big shout out for you, Charlie. I'm new to page, can you tell me what it's about? Charlie, if you hashtag Scouse Megaphone Man, Carly, sorry, I'm reading off a white paper. I've got a light shining in my face, so when I look down on the white paper, I'm finding it hard to read the notes. But yeah, sorry for getting the name wrong, Carly. If you follow me at 1MissyBarnes if you're on Twitter, hashtag Scouse Megaphone Man, I'm on YouTube. If you Google Jack Barnes Tarot, again you see what the story's about, but I'll give you a rundown on it, Carly. I had my child stolen at the hands of social services. Social services in the country go around stealing children through the family courts. They swear on an oath. There's something threshold statements, which is a threshold, a piece of paper to go to court as an emergency order to remove children. When my child was stolen, they went back to court, tried to adopt my child, and say I was a terrorist. Ludicrous, cleared my name in court, got my child back, and I'm doing Facebook Lives telling the government how it is due to start a social service party or seriously looking into it. What social service political party, what's going to be based on social services, so shall serve, you know, because we're all in the same game together, you know. None of us can change, but so I'm about change to make it a nice place, you know. Make it a great place, make it great for the NHS, because mate, you've got out there yourself, you don't try and use one of their hospitals. Those people out there that don't understand about all that NHS, it's second to none, you know. And anybody that hits nurses, you know, should be ashamed of yourselves, you know. Carol Cousins, big shout out to you, hello. Please like and share. Kirsty, it's nice to see you jumped on again tonight. Anybody that hits nurse, yeah, slow the low, man, that woman's there, the doctor, the love, they're not doing nothing else, they genuinely do love them nurses and them doctors. Shout going off for all you people, you know, that are working in the NHS. Hitting nurses, mate, don't agree with it. You know, the social service party, they've got plans for the NHS to make lots of money, you know, and these are good rolling funds for the NHS, you know, because I'm sick and tired of it as well, you know. And these children that go to the NHS and the social service party, when there is change, these children are going to be pushed to the front of the queue. They're not sitting around. There won't be no 3-hour wait, 4-hour waiting. There won't be the car park charges. Taking the liberties, squeezing all them families, every part of the establishment, every part of people's society you're squeezing. Council tax, more money. All failure social care, what we'll do is we'll put on the council tax. Now we're going to charge them £2.50 extra for council tax because it's failing. Shocking, mate. Greedy to pay all them extravagant wages in the council. I'm going to stay on forced adoption because that's what it's all about. Social services corruption, social services stealing children, social workers going in family courts, not telling the truth, swearing on oath, not being held to account. So that's what I'm about, change, shouting for all them families, all them fathers that are not seeing their children at the hand social services. The feelings I went through, you know. I can understand how you all feel, because I've been and done what you've done, what you've all gone through. I can sit there and say to them MPs, how do you know? I've used the food bank, I've had my children stolen, I've been a failed looked after child, I've been in young offenders institutions. I'm not here to brag. I'm here to say I expertise social services. I've eaten it, slept it, drank it, ate it, been battered by it. Now I'm about change. Shout for all you fellas. No? I'm not going to get above myself. I know I'm not going to get above myself. I walk down the street and I get pats on the back, I get shouts in the street. I don't think I'm best, I don't think I'm the best. Don't do it, I'm going to swear, I'm passionate. You know? I've always had stuff in my life because I've had to work hard for it as a scaffolder. I went to work every single week and give £1 a sweat to pay tax. And what do I get off the government after they've battered me all my life? You come along and call me a terrorist and try and adopt my child. It forces me to come on computers, social media, to fight all families. It's an epidemic. Government failing around the place. I see backdrops, burning towers, families waving at windows, children waving at windows, screaming for their life. And there you've got the propaganda wheel of the BBC, using it as a backdrop for their, to show their BBC show, news channel, the Sky. A burning tower, burning children being thrown from tower blocks. And the government thinks it's right. What are you not going to say about that government? Just been past a question to me. Show for all you people that are locked on out of the way, don't know how many people are wrong. I'm blinded by the light. Counts frozen, but more people are going on. You know, it'd be great if people did go your life. Show people are logging on after. It is Sunday, people might want to go to bed here tonight, you know, you never know. Big shout going out to you, Sheila. Misty, do you think there will be change for good for our children? You're damn right, Sheila. Don't do that, darling, please. We're here for change. We're going to do this, you know. I feel negative, Sheila. I do. Big shout going out to you, darling, because you do a lot, you know. You're the more posts, and you're probably the genuine ones, you know. Who? Raphael, sorry if you can't hear me. What I'll do is I'll move forward closer to the speaker. Obviously, so you might be able to wear me. Might be able to wear me a lot better now, see me a lot better, you know. I do get a lot of whistles from when I go down the road, and girls do shout out now and again, but I can handle that, you know. When I'm climbing my days, you know, I used to serve the table and my mates used to feast, and that's what my mates once said to me, because I used to be a dancer, believe it or not, in clubs. The UK, travelled around and that. Brilliant, brilliant, loved it. That's why I become good at martial arts and boxing and stuff, you know. Big shout out to you, Adrian Ellis, trained up kickboxing, top guy, you know. I do like you and I do think about you a lot, even though I haven't spoken to you for years, you know, but big shout out to him, you know. Adrian Ellis used to take me in the garage, pull the door down, he used to give it to me, you know, because I was a rough child, you know, I needed that. You know, I do feel like I need to be beaten up. I feel like a man again, you know, it's crazy stuff, you know. My missus punches me now and again and all the rest of it, she messes about, but she knows she does, I know she does not harm by it, you know. It's funny when she does it, play a joke on and she punches me. I have some shit like this, people say hit me. So we're all real. Big shout out for you to Sheila again now, big shout out for thanks a lot for the way you do, please like and share all my stuff, thanks. Raphael, I've moved a bit closer to the camera, because a couple of people said they can't hear me. Fan picture of NJ working on Remain NJ.
I think it's got one group going to form family court, but I'm not sure if it's New Jersey.
I don't know if it's New Jersey, the NJ is. I think it should be open, an open family court. I think the family court should be open. I think there should be a judge and jury in the family court. I don't know. They need some sort of change in the family courts. It's hard because it's children's safety is paramount now. Children's safety is paramount. So that's why the family court's closed. I think the family courts are closed because they're stealing children. Is it a masking question? Is it a dominant form of ethnic cleansing? You stop and look at David Attenborough. He goes on about colonies all the time. God makes people every day. He does not make land. The government, is that what the government think? The human species are going to over-colonise the planet. Will create social services. I understand social services will be there. And social services, by God, they do have to be there because I've been in a few homes and I haven't been impressed. And I've said how it is when I've gone into them homes, I've spoke my mind. And these people, when I left their home, they've not feel offended because of what I've said. They've woke up and smelled the coffee and thought, he's not messing about, he's serious, mate. You know what I mean? So again, I'm sorry again to any family that I've been to their home and I've told them how it is, but they're our friends on my Facebook now. And they've seen the light and they've booked their ideas up and I've gone around their house and they've decorated it and they've done this and there's a child's room there waiting for Ben to come home. They've listened to what I've said. And my hat goes off to you people. I'm not going to name the person, two people that I'm on about. But I gave their fright and I told them what social service is about and I told them the state of their home. And they heard what I had to say. And they took pictures of their home and they showed the social worker. They invited the social worker around the house. Now the social worker's got to see them people in a different light. They're working with them. They're working with that family. I'm happy. My heart goes out to you, that family, two families. Do what you do, right? You're doing good. My hat goes off to you. You're going to get your contact put on. You're going to go to court and get your contact put on to you two families. The room looks lovely what you've done for that kid. Well done to you two people. And again, I'm sorry, I have to say how it is. I have to tell you how your home was. Washing everywhere, dishes everywhere, plates everywhere. You sorted it out. Your home looks lovely. Well done. So big shout going out for you, Kate Tipping, Raphael, Family Advocate Network Political Action Committee of New Jersey. Is this the place for Hope de la Grande? Jersey's that place, I'm about the UK. I don't know where you are. New Jersey in the States. New Jersey in the States. Sorry, I'm getting confused. The laws are different in the States. I don't know I don't know the procedure of social services and how it works in the States. I can't tell you. But in the UK, I have expertise social services in the UK. The only thing I don't know about social services and children is giving birth. It's the only thing I don't know. I don't know how it works out in the States, but a big help going out for you to log on to me in the States. I'd love to come to your demonstrations in the States because forced adoption is a worldwide matter. I'm being viewed all around the world, Thailand, Australia, the Philippines, Korea. I'm being viewed all over the world, Russia, all over the place. I've even got views from unknown regions on YouTube. So I don't know if the White House are following me. I don't know if other influential places that are following me, I don't know. Maybe Tim Peake followed me when he was in space because we've got an unknown view. I don't know. So big shout going out to all the people in the States. I don't know the way the process works in the States. I'm going to tell you how it is. But in the UK, I'm second to none. I've big social services in the UK 3 times now. I was a found looked after child. I've been on national TV, been in press, been on magazines. I'm here for change, I've got a lot of good solutions, aspirations, make good change, to put an ease on the NHS and make the police the best of what it can be, you know, because we can't keep expecting a 110% job off the police, and they get hammered from all areas, you know. And we've got to keep a lawful society, because if it was anarchy, do you know what I mean? I'd be alright. Because the first place I'd go was all the tougher places. Do you know what I mean? The top those people. If it was anarchy, I'd be alright. But we don't want a society like that. You know, we're all human. We're all in the same game together. No one can cheat. God makes people every day. We don't want to over-colonise the world. Do you know what I mean? It'd be good to spread it all out and have it all good, you know? In a perfect world. But I'm about to set this seriously considering about setting a social service party up based on social services. Social workers are stealing children in this country. Today it's still going on. Social workers are not making the 26-week court process. This child's failed, dwindled, left on a bit of stringing care, not being looked after, while social workers are messing about with paperwork, being horrible to families up and down the country, and dividing the community. The heart of forced adoption is MP Jackie Doyle-Price, the godmother to the Justice Secretary's children. I don't care what anybody says. This is why I've not had justice. And Justice Secretary Liz Truss has been now made part of the Treasury, Secretary for the Treasury. She should be ashamed of herself, mate, and she should be able to account. Theresa May, when are you going to start holding councillors and MPs to account? No, it's shocking. You can't keep... what the government have got is councils up and down this country, and what they've got in place is human shields known as the councillors. To answer and deal is the work engine for scrutiny. How? I don't get it. You expect us all to go to work and use us as walking weights and answer to the Queen. The Social Service Party is going to combat it all. Trust me, it's going to be a turn of the seas for children. The Social Service Party are not going to tolerate paedophiles. They're going to tolerate them. It costs too much money. I don't care what anybody says. You know, I don't care what anybody says. It is well widespread. Forced adoption, social services adoption, American states, the same. It'd be good when I do make it big for social services in the UK and change forced adoptions, put a stop to it. You know, we need to put a stop to it, because these social don't care. They go home and brag about it to their mates and their Facebook and their family and their friends. The UK is a judgmental society. We know that. And to be getting off on people losing their children, you social workers that do that, you should be ashamed of yourselves. When the Social Service Party starts up, we're going to hold you social workers to account, because you're ruining it for good social workers. There are some good social workers out there. I'd like to take my hat off to any of you good social workers. We'd love to chat to Raphael, see what we could put together. Yeah, it's a great idea. My missus is at the side of me. She does a lot with the agent. She works alongside my age quite a lot, and she keeps me right. Every man's got a rock, you know. Every man's got a rock, and my missus is my rock. You know, she sees it different, you know. But mate, I've been abused. You've been coming back at your hands in the establishment, and I've had no justice. If you Google Lowerley boarding school child abuse, you will see what I went through. It's shocking. You know, and then they come back and nick my child, social services. How many people will come if I arranged a protest? I mean, I've never arranged a great big protest. I've arranged a few at the council when I've done that. I've been outside the High Court. I've said on the megaphone for the council perjured themselves outside the High Court. I mean, I don't hold back. I mean, I've never been arrested for what I say. I've never been arrested, and I say some serious stuff. You know. I'd love to know of all you people, if I arrange the protest, how many people would come, because I do feel a bit negative at times, and the shares and my likes, and I do look at the numbers, and I do keep an eye on it. I get a lot of good feedback. I get a lot of people that give me a lot of confidence to carry on doing what I'm doing. But I'd just like to know who would turn up at a protest. If I organised a big demonstration, because I put my personal money into this, you know, because I'm about to change. I mean, I've got my children back. I don't have to clear my name. I don't have to go through no process. I've exhausted every process you can have. I've been in the tabloids. Now, I've stood aside now twice because of terrorist incidents with the press release. Tower happened, the burning tower that was used as a backdrop of burning families for TV channels to view the news broadcasts. Should be ashamed of yourselves. Should be ashamed of yourselves. And it has affected me because children were being thrown for tower blocks. You know, it's the government again. They're not for the people. They're not for people. You know, when are we going to have a minute silence? All we have to have tomorrow. Yeah, but a police officer in Parliament. You know, rest in peace with him, and my heart goes out to him. We had a minute silence. How quick? In Manchester. How quick was the minute silence? What about these people in the tower? Why have they got to wait nearly a week for a minute silence? No? Is it because they're British? Is that why? We're all fucking human. Sorry for swearing. Sorry. We're all human. We're all playing the same game. We can't change it. These people need justice, man. I'm reading me notes passed off white paper, so bear with me. I've got light shining in my face, I'm finding it hard to read. Forced adoption is a crime. Yeah, it is a crime. It is a crime. It's child trafficking. Organised child trafficking. And I don't hold back. You know me, people. I'll say how it is for you people. I know you gate. Anyone wants to come on my show, contact me. This disease to come on my show because I can't just give away my location. I've got to protect children. I've had a couple of threats made to me from a guy. Oh mate, you know I'll meet you. I've said I'll meet you. You know I'll meet you, and I will meet you, and I will meet you with one person with me. You know, if you want to punch me, you go for it, mate. I'll meet you like you want to meet me. You know, I'm confident. You know, for change. So I will just look at you as a social worker. If we do meet and you do try and do anything, I will see you as a social worker. So bring it on, mate. But I'm going to meet you. The guy that wants to beat me, you know. Maybe he's a paedophile. I don't know. I don't know. No, but I'm going to meet the guy on Tuesday, and I'm going to see what he's got to say. So I'm in the Facebook Live. Next I might have a couple of black eyes. I don't know, but this guy apparently wants to punch me face in. I think I know it all about children, you know. If I've been abused myself, then if he's been abused, if I've been abused like this guy's been abused, then I wouldn't shout him, you know. And he wants to meet me and he wants to punch me face in, so I'm going to meet one of my pals, and I don't give a fuck who he's with. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to meet him, and we're going to have a chat, and I'm so sorry. I'm going to listen to what you've got to say, but hey, don't underestimate I don't underestimate nobody. I'm telling you now, I'll see you as a social worker. And if you haven't followed me properly, mate, you're not going to realise the power I have got. I can put people to sleep one hit. I'm not going to go on about it. It's got under my skin a little bit now. So I'm going to go eat him on Tuesday, so we'll see how it goes. But this is a guy that doesn't like what I'm doing and wants to punch me face in, so bring it on, bruv. Big shout going out to you, Peter. Forced adoption is a crime. Yeah, it is. It's child trafficking, lies and fabrication. Exactly right. Hit the nail on the head. Fabricating evidence of court is a criminal offence. Happened in my case. Happened in my case. The social worker's statement of fact was word for word of the assessment being done on me. And that assessment was used in court. And you know when it got to court, it got thrown out of court. The judge, Lynn Roberts, threw it out of court. My hat goes out to Lynn Roberts, judge, for seeing it for what it was and threw it out of court. So, yeah, it is fabrication, and it is lies. It's not lies, it's perjury. It's perjury. Now, perjury is a very serious offence. To nick somebody's child, I wouldn't go to court and say, that guy was with me that night, because I know the consequences of perjury. Perjury carries 5 years, first offence. If somebody's affected by your perjury, it goes on. So, telling lies on oath is perjury. If it's a civil court, and I perjured myself and I lied, what would my child be? So, big shout going out for you, Trina. Big shout going out to you, Aaron. Can you check on CAFCAS work and like social workers on the HCPC? I think you can, mate. But Kafka's all in it with the social workers, mate. No, I got the evidence thrown out of court. You know, they're all in it together. I'm going to say how it is because I can prove it. I can prove it's all going on. Social services bounce with Kafkas. They're playing ball together. Yeah, and barristers, I'll tell you about barristers, they don't care if you win your child back or not. They get paid. They don't care. They've got no heart. And some of them might look like that, but they haven't. And some of the things these barristers have heard, nothing will shock a barrister. So, Kafkas are in with the social workers. Right? I proved that. So a big shout out now for you, Aaron. Aaron Sexton, I'm in on the protest and it needs to be big. I make you right, mister. It's great, mate, you know, but when we've got these protests, what we've got is these, what I call sprint groups. And you've got a group here, group there, group here, group there, group there, group there, and we're all shouting right. We all know we're right. I don't need to clear my name. I don't need to go through no processes. Nobody out there has got a press release sitting there waiting. Nobody out there. I have to make change because I've got solutions. I've got solutions. I'm not about badmouth social services constantly, being a pain in the arse for the establishment. I am. You won't see me on the street every 5 minutes. You know? I've got solutions. To make change you need solutions, and that's what I've got. Rolling funds. No one's got any of that. So we need a big protest. Get the social service party out there, because I will rebrand myself. No, I've got brands. Hashtag Scout Megaphone, man. But when I start the political party called the Social Service Party, which will be for the people. It will be for the people, and it will be based around social services. Because this child stealing should stop. And these fathers and mothers are not seeing their kids and pay for CSA at the same time. It's ruthless, mate, because the mothers and the fathers are spending that CSA money, and so most of them, or if not some of them, spending it on themselves. New clothes, going out clubbing on a Saturday, you know. These parents that are paying for their children and are not seeing them, they're grieving, you know. I've not celebrated Father's Day, which is today. I've not celebrated it, you know. And I'm going to call this video the Father's Day special, because it's hurt me today. I've got presents out there in the dining room. I've got presents for my children, and I've purposely not celebrated Father's Day today. You know, I've opened my cards today, and that's it. I've got 4 cards. Yeah, I'm hurting just as much as you lot. Yeah, all you people who've had your child stolen with social services, and all you fathers and mothers that are not seeing your children, and you're paying for your CSA. You know, I'm not celebrating Father's Day. And this is Father's Day special live, number 3 of hashtag Scouts Megaphone, man. I'm here for change, I'm here for all you people. I'm not going to lose fight. I do feel negative at times, you know, because I don't get enough likes, I don't get enough shares. And when I look around on Facebook, social media, I see the same people, you know, shouting their corner, and a lot of people are following them. And some of these people that are shouting for their groups, I mean, they've got to clear their name first, you know, they've got to try and get their kids back. The criminal convictions don't stand in and all this stuff, and I don't really want to go into it, but I mean, I'm here for change, so the more we like this and share it and get it out there, the better. I've had to stand aside for this press release again, 3rd time. I'm patient, you know, I've been doing this 5 years nearly now. I've been patient, I've been in the press, I've been on TV a couple of times, change, for justice. I'm pushing on now to start a political party called the Social Service Party. It doesn't matter what anybody else does, because they haven't got my ideas. I've been a failed after child. If anybody wants to come onto my show one night, it'd be great to have someone here. I mean, please inbox me. We've got these masks here for people to put on. You gagged, we can't mention your children's name, and these masks are to protect your identity, because, I mean, I've got to be careful what I do. So to come onto my show, if you are gagged and you haven't won a case, and you're still going through it, but you'd like to tell people, come on my show, wear a mask. I'll ask you a load of questions about your case, because it's much better than phone-ins. You know, it's much better to have someone sitting alongside me. I've got a social worker on side there. Inboxed me, she's messaging me. She wants to come on the show, I think. She's tempted. a social worker. She's actually in work tomorrow. I've asked her to come on the show, and she's all nervous to come on the show and speak to all the families with a mask on. She wants change. She likes what I'm doing, this social worker, and she says to me, Jack, social services is on its knees. You've got people in social services who know what they're doing, and people who supervise social workers who don't know what they're doing. And this is a council in Cumbria. This social worker is a council in Cumbria, so I've got a whistleblower on the inside in Cumbria. She might be a good social worker, and I don't know what work she's been doing. I'll take my hat off to that social worker in Cumbria who's contacted me, that wants to come on my show, or was tempted to come on my show, to speak to everyone. So that'll be a good Facebook Live for all you people, you know, first adoption and all the rest of it. Nobody else has ever done that. So this will be a first to get a social worker on a Facebook Live on forced adoption, and this woman's tempted. But again, I'd like to say, when this woman does, if this woman does come on the show, and when this woman does come on the show, I'd like to try and keep all negative comments down, because she's trying to be for change, and she likes what I'm doing, and I'm trying to build her confidence to come on the show, because she feels sorry for some of the families she's dealt with, you know, where she's got involved with people with cases, and she's seen the bad stuff other social workers, predecessor social workers, what have done in the cases. She's not impressed. And she's trying to get away from the cases, as in pushing to one side and trying to fight them, as passed from pillar to post. And this is what's going on in social services. And the social workers that are look at cases and get involved with people, families, and they look in the background and they look at what's been involved, and they're throwing the paperwork on side and trying to avoid it. And they're going from case to case. And this is what's happening in the social services in councils. So if anybody would like to come onto my show, Facebook Live, I do a Facebook Live every Sunday 9 o'clock. It'd be great if we could get a family on here to talk about it. If we can get any failed looked after child to come onto my Facebook Lives, it'd be great. Because there's been a lot of failed looked after children out there. If there's any children that are in care, in the care system, would like to come onto my Facebook Live, let the government know on my Facebook Live how they're being treated in the care system. I mean, that would be great, you know, because at the same time I'll have to make you wear a mask, but it would be great to get looked after child who's in care on Facebook Live, you know. That would be fantastic to do something like that. To say what's going on, what he's been through, what he's going through. It'd be just great. Got a moth coming, he's got the window open. Cheryl's not going to, the missus is not going to try and get you, because she's scared. So she keeps an eye on that moth, and when it lands, I'll attack it, so to speak. So I'll just shout going out to everybody that shares and likes my posts. I'm on forced adoption, social services. If anyone got any questions, just fire them in. I've got the missus here to write down and for me to answer any questions. Big shout going out to Rob Wyatt. If you're watching Rob, give us a shout, come and have a look at my car. Making a little noise down by the wheel. I get that in on Facebook Live. I don't edit my work, I don't hold back. Social services are stealing children. Please be strong, all you families that are suffering, please be strong. You know, I know how you're feeling. I mean, I used to get a lump in my throat every night. Forced adoption is shocking. Social services, they leave these families with lumps in their throat every day. You know, it used to be a stigma. Oh, they've got social services involvement, they have. Oh, they have. It used to be a stigma. But now when you mention social services, they, oh, what have they done to you now? What are they saying? And that's what social services are seen as now. It used to be a stigma. No, now it's not. It's now seen as, on the street, as, well, what are you saying about you then? What have they said about you, you know? But, I mean, some people really have got to clear their name. I mean, they've been family courts. I mean, I don't want to clear my name if I've been done for any, accused of any child sex offences. Gary Roy Hilson. So, it's more about clearing your name, mate, before you start shouting people's corners. That's what it's about. I was contacted Gary Roy Hilson by Ellie Lee Griffin and others. Now, I'm not here to badmouth anybody, but you've got to clear your name, mate. Now, this is a child at the age of 15 at the time. No. Having sex with a mother and daughter, it's not right, mate. It's not right under the age. And the Social Service Party is going to combat social media. I don't understand the government. They put They put the internet out there and they can't police it, and say, go on, everybody use that, community can use that. We don't have to police it, but we're going to let them use it. The Social Service Party is going to combat social media. I don't get it. Everybody frowns on paedophiles. Everybody frowns upon, oh, you a schoolgirl, you dirty nuns. That's what people say, and people want to beat them. Why are girls dressing in school uniforms on webcam? I'm going to hold all you women to account, and I'm going to make it a criminal offence to be wearing a school uniform on webcam for paedophile or people to be getting off on. Now, say these men that are watching you dressed up as a schoolgirl, I'm going to tell you girls, you're glorifying paedophilia. That's what you're doing. All these nightclubs, heavy bans, heavy fines, schoolgirl nights. You can't get a child in a nightclub under the age of 18. Why are you glorifying that? You know, it doesn't make sense. There's women on social media, webcams, dressed up as schoolgirls. Why are you glorifying paedophilia? It don't make sense. It don't make sense. And the Social Service Party is going to combat it. I don't know why people don't frown on these girls that are doing it. I've just been passed another message. Adam Sexton, what about any professional who's had kids taken away would be good too? There is professionals. I mean, I know a couple of policemen that have had their children taken and been divided from their children. I know a barrister who's been divided from their children. And it'd be good if we could get these influential people in our community to come on it, you know, because these people I listen to, barristers and social workers, and you know, we'd love to get them on the show. Big shout going out to you, Aaron. Keep them questions coming in, you people. We're going to do a little bit extra longer tonight on the Facebook Live. I've done an hour and a half tonight, same as last time. You're saying I've got to talk a bit louder. It's hard for me to talk a bit louder when windows are open. My missus is just going to jump up and shut the windows. I'm going to move a little bit closer to the camera, just so you can hear me, you know. Natasha, can't hear me. Sorry, girl. Sorry, but I'm going to speak up a little bit louder now because my missus is shut windows, so I hope you can hear me out there. Natasha, keep them questions coming in. Let us know if you can hear me a lot more clearer, so I can carry on with the Facebook Live. Forced adoption, social services, the heart of it. I feel for all you families grieving. You can't sleep overnight, I know. And this weather don't make it easy for you families suffering. The hot weather, you try and get your head down because you're tired and your mind's going still and it's hard to rest the brain. It drives you crazy. I've got a lump in my throat for you people. All day I've had it. All day. You know, I'm not going to open my presents because it's Father's Day. Up until Tuesday I'm going to do it. I'm going to open my presents on Tuesday for Father's Day. But I've been choked up all day, you know, thinking about all you people. So I'm about change. I'm about getting as many people on my Facebook, liking and sharing my videos, getting out there as much as I can. I have to do a few humour videos now and again. I've done one dressed as a judge's aide with a mask on, telling the Crown on Twitter. I sent it to Parliament, that video. Any videos I do, I straight send it to Parliament on Twitter. I send on Twitter to government and I tell them how it is. I don't hold back. Every video I do, I send on to the government now. I've still never had a visit off the police. So what I'm saying is truth, because otherwise I'll be locked up now. If anybody out there said or put on social media about the Crown, paging the Crown, they'd have a visit off the police. I mean, they come round your house quick off and have you in court for putting pictures on Facebook. So it says a lot, you know, about what I'm about, and I'm here to make change, and what we do need are numbers. It feels like I've got a lot of genuine people continuously sharing this stuff. I do a breakdown on, and I do analyse my Facebook regarding all forms of it. I analyse it. And what I'm finding is that I'm getting the same people liking, sharing, and I do see them same people who are liking and sharing my posts as my work engine. I mean, I wouldn't get out there if it weren't for you people. You know, liking and sharing what you have done, it's not going to be forgotten. I mean, I've got a list, I've got a party list. I'm not going to broadcast too much, but I've got quite a few names on the party list, and I know through analysing my Facebook who them people are and are on my list, who do work hard for me, and it does not go unrecognised. Them people I share and like, and they're constantly doing it. I love you guys. You know, I do see you people as my work engine, and I do see that as my work engine for my social media. And again, thank you, and a big shout, my hand on me heart to you people. You are on my list for a party invite, not too far in the future. I've got plans to have a marquee party. I used to have a marquee company back in the day. Worked hard with a friend, the marquee company. Done well out of it. So I've got a marquee party planned for when I get a bit of success. Towards change, because it feels like I've been static for so long now, 5 years nearly now, trying to get justice. I've exhausted every avenue regarding forced adoption, the Misty Barnes case. There's no avenue I've not gone down. I've been on tabloids, been papers, been on magazines. So I'm here for change for all you people. I know how you're feeling, it's hard, you know, and sometimes when I go to bed, I think about your Joey Sandy Justices, you know, Sheila Phillipses, you know. I do think about these people, your judges out in Ireland, your Kay Tippin, you know. I do think about these people, and at the same time I do think about the people that are grieving. Oh, Chris, you know, my heart goes out to you today. I've spent a lot of time, Chris. You know who you are, Chris. I know you're going to watch our video, but my heart goes out to you, mate. You've had to bury your son. It's been failed at the hands of the social services, foster carers, and a daycare centre. So I've been thinking a lot about you, Chris, today. I don't know how you did it, mate. You know, I really don't know how you did it, and that's what I've been thinking today. This guy, everybody who's watching and listening, this guy had to bury his own son because the child was in the care system for respite, so to speak. This child was administered at foster parents and the daycare centre twice the medication, and the worst happened. This guy needs justice. I'd love to shout for you, Chris. You should get yourself out there more, Chris, for justice. I'm a children's rights campaigner. If you want to come on my show, Chris, let me know, mate. I'll pick you up from the train station, the coach station. I'll pick you up, whisk you here. You can have a Facebook Live. I mean, I'll lay the red carpet out for you, mate. I'll feed you. I'll give you a drink. You know, if you need to stay overnight because it's so far, you can stay at my place, mate. You know, I'll make you feel welcome into my home, and I'll get you out there for a bit of exposure. Facebook Live on the hashtag South Megaphone, because I don't hold back, mate. And my videos do go straight onto Parliament when I've finished. I download it onto Facebook, onto YouTube, I share it on Twitter, and then I jump on Twitter and I share my videos to government. And I don't hold back. I'd like Justice Theresa May, you sworn an oath to enter the Justice Secretary. I'm at the heart of forced adoption. Justice Secretary Liz Truss knew all about the Persia at the Foreign Council, and when Theresa May has now demoted her because of my tweets to the Secretary of the Treasury, I still want justice, Liz Truss. You've got all against the justice of this country. You should be ashamed of yourself, you know. And you sit there and put a brave face on it and say you're happy with your new role. You ain't happy with your new role. The MP who's at the heart of forced adoption, who doesn't give children a voice, is Jackie Doyle-Price. She knows about all the perjury that's been going on at Thurrock Council. Her advice was to sue the officers off the council as much as you can. And then she's in the local tabloids going on about how the school need budgets and the school budget is down in the council, and she's in it for closing hospitals down in surgeries, and she's just been made a secretary to Jeremy Hunt for the NHS. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's all double standards right across the Conservative Party. I mean, I went on a nice journey on a bus with the Prime Minister Theresa May. There's pictures out there on Google. Jack Barnes Thurrock, election 2015. You'll see me on the bus, a battle bus, nice sunny day, Theresa May. sat in an office with her. It's all been ignored. It's all been ignored now, but it's all right for Michael Gove. It's leave his kids in a pub. Now, all them MPs have lost a child in Parliament. What do you think of Jackie Dole-Price? I may ask. You know, I know Jackie Dole-Price. You've been demoted now as an assistant whip in Parliament, and you've been put in charge of Secretary to Jeremy Hunt for the NHS. I'm so happy at the way the election's come. We've got a hung Parliament on forced adoption. Forced adoption is happy that it's been a hung Parliament under hashtag Scouse Megaphone Man. Now I can hold all the MPs to account right across the board in the Social Service Party, because I will do what other parties don't do, and I will hold government to account on this matter, because all the political parties say they're going to hold the government to account, we're going to hold government to account, you Labour lot and UKIP. No, you're talking rubbish, because what I can prove is serious allegations. You know, if you'd have put forced adoption at the forefront of your manifest, you'd be in power today. The social services is the way to go, because the children are our future, and we can't run away from that. You know, so at the same time we've got to make it the best it can be in the UK, because people are sick of going to work and paying taxes. People are sick and tired of going to work to pay tax. We need to protect our NHS. At the same time, we need to raise as much money as we can for the NHS. My aspirations for the NHS, raise millions of pounds, and these are all rolling funds. They'll keep making money themselves, and these are new ideas for new government. Again, under the Social Service Party, I'd like to try and bring in a light bulb tax, because I'm sick of it. You're stinging all these families, you know. Why don't we sting all these big corporate companies, you know? Look at 9Elms, Vauxhall, unbelievable. You talk about safety deposit boxes in properties, go to 9Elms, the construction that's going on there. All these MPs, all these people, loads and loads of money. Yeah, safety deposit boxes, 9Elms Road in Vauxhall. Great big things going on, being built, cranes everywhere. That's what that's all about, you know. Shocking, you know. And all the people who are higher than everybody else in the class, they put cheap cladding, because these higher class people don't want to see this scruffy building, this tower block that was caught fire. So they put cheap cladding on. They salami slice on cost. Salami slicing on cost. What, £2.50 a square? It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. And it was common sense, you know. If I'd done the scaffold for that building, you know, I'd have probably noticed that. I mean, who done the method statement, the risk assessment of this cladding on this building? What's that all about? Why are the police going to kick their doors in? I'm not going to go on about the tower, but it's bad the fact that the news media used it as a backdrop, you know, when kids are being thrown from this top, there's burning families in there, you know, and the news reporters are using it as a backdrop, you know. Shocking, absolutely shocking. I can't understand what is used. Boils my blood, you know. Alan Sexton, another message, this man don't need to do this, he's got his child back. Aaron, you're right, mate. Mate, I can't express this enough. I mean, I'm not in no financial debt, mate. I've got no credit. I mean, the only thing I have to pay on my bills every week is electric and gas and food. That's my bills. Car insurance and tax and petrol. That is my bills. That is it. I haven't got flashy razzmatazz Sky. I don't watch it, man. I don't watch it on principle. TV is there to take your mind off what's really going on in government. I've realised this ever since I've gone into politics and started looking into it, started following it, because I turned the corner and having my child stolen. I don't watch TV, mate. So yeah, I don't need to watch this. I'm not a show off, I'm not a big head, I'm not in it for fame, I'm in it to make change. I'm in this because I'm trying to close the door on my past. Now, this is my way of dealing with my childhood. I suffered all forms of abuse at the hands of social services. I got compensation for that abuse. I got hypnotherapy for that abuse. With my compensation, I carried on as a staffer there. Now, I'm in this to make change. You know, I don't have to do this, Aaron, mate. I don't have to do it, but I'm doing it because it's my therapy, to close the door of my past, mate. And my therapy is making change. So that's the only reason why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because it's my therapy, to make change for all you people. Because I've never looked after Charlie, you know, and people like Gary saying, oh yeah, they're targeting people. Mate, you need to live it, Gary. You know what you're on about, mate. And all these people that are following and taking him his advice, it's on your own back, you know. You only get one shot at court, you know. You only get one shot at court, you know. It's down to you if you want to follow this guy and you think he's fantastic and you think he's great, he doesn't know what he's going on about. You know, run off to France and let's do this and let's do that. If your good advice is so good, why haven't you got yours? Why have you lost yours, you know? Why haven't you got it back? Why have you cleared your name? Crazy stuff, man. It's crazy stuff. You know? I've got no reason to do this. You're right, Aaron. So a big shout going out for you for putting that up there, Aaron. It means a lot to me. I don't need to do this, mate. I'm doing it for change. I'm doing it. It's my therapy. I'm still fighting for everyone's corner. Still fighting the corner for good children and people and sort out messy government. It is a messy government, and the Social Service Party is the way to go, because I'm not just about the central cog of government, children's social services. Now my ideas, I've got plenty of ideas, but it doesn't involve children's, you know. I've got ideas for TV lessons, I've got ideas to raise money for police. I'm not going to go into it because I'm going to put it on manifest. The police are going to love it, you know. I've got ideas to reduce booze, price of booze. No, I mean, why should I have to pay for all them people that are getting picked up on the streets? Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to go into my manifest, but I've got great ideas for holding funds to put a stamp on the problems in the UK. I mean, my agent thinks it's fantastic, some of the ideas I've got, but I'm going to combat it, you know, and the whole social services, that's where what I'm going to combat, and that's going to ease the NHS, ease the police, and hopefully, Aaron, what it will do is it will ease the fund in these houses, people's incomes, it will ease that, you know. And you won't be so stressed, because that's what politics is all about. It's about meeting the deficit, you know. It's about bringing down the deficit, you know, and making it easy for all them families, reducing costs, TV licence, council tax, you know, because these councils, mate, don't be under the illusion they are coining it in, just in parking meters, they're coining it in. Where's the money going? You know, we can say it all the time. I mean, in Thurrock, you've got the council, they've got a great big hill by my council, and what the council have done is put parking meters all the way up the hill for parking spaces. Now, it goes against the highway code. Do not park on the brow of the hill. Do not overtake on the brow of the hill. So what do Thurrock Council do? They break the highway code and they put parking charter meters all the way up a hill. Now, this hill's about 200 metres long. You know, it's shocking. And when you look into the highway code properly, you know, when the times have changed, all the rest of it, used to be the Green Cross Road, put your feet against the curb, you know, look left, look right, look, listen, and all the rest of it. What about the electric cars? It goes against all constitution of the Green Cross Code. You know, stop, look, listen. I mean, you can't hear an electric car. I nearly got run over the other day. I said to my missus, that's one to point out on Facebook Live, and that's why I mentioned it tonight, you know. It's shocking, the laws. You know, so the Social Service Party is going to go right across the board. And what it's going to do, it's going to show transparency, accountability. You know, that's what it's going to show through all these councils. All these councils, they're not going to be human shields to handle and deal with scrutiny. The work engine of the councils is the councillors. In all your councils up and down the country, these councils have got a work engine. And the work engine are called councillors. And when you're complaining to the work engine, the councillors, you're complaining to somebody that answers and deals with scrutiny. You're never going to get a fair crack at the whip. So the Social Service Party is about change. You know, it's not about extravagant wages for the Chief Executive. £198,000 a year the Chief Executive in my council was on. A year, bonuses. It's not going to be for profit. It's not going to be for profit. And the Social Service Party is going to open contact centres independent from social services. They're not going to gain a good rapport with social workers, to do dodgy report books for contact sessions, to produce a court for parents to lose their children. The Social Service Party will start independent contact centres. So families can use the contact centres in their own area. They're not going to be shipped up 200 miles away from their family network to be in a refuge and have contact up there. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen in the Social Service Party. It's going to combat it. And these assessment units, the people who are doing assessments, mate, they're dodgy. And I can prove it, because I got mine thrown out of court. Now, these assessments are costing thousands of pounds. Now, the Social Service Party will set up independent assessment units. And the money for them assessments will go into children's mental health therapy. Not for stationery, not for extravagant wages, not for works of art in the offices, not for office parties at the end of the year, for social services. This is going to go for therapy. Unbelievable. The amount of money being wasted in the councils, the amount of money they get in licences, fee money, alone. To play a radio in a cafe, you need to pay for a licence. To have a TV going on in a cafe, you have to have a licence. Where's all that money going? Council tax money, parking charges, fines. Where's all the money going? Where's all the money going? Extravagant wages. You've got all the voluntary services up and down the country, so where's the bleeding money going? The DCLG supply local councils funding. The DCLG, what are you saying to Thurrock Council about money? They're wasting. You know what I mean? The DCLG, what have you got to say about £80,000 onto the McCanns for the investigation? Is some of that £80,000 going to be going towards the McCanns as them to being investigated for leaving that child a future risk of harm? I'm a children's rights campaigner, I speak for the child. This child was left a future risk of harm and it was stolen. Now, part of that £80,000 of taxpayers' money, I would like some of that money go to an investigation to the police on the McCanns leaving that child. And they should have the rest of their children removed. They've got them because they left their children a future risk of harm. I had my child stolen on future risk of harm. Where's my justice? So we don't agree with taxpayers paying £80,000 for this investigation with the McCanns, because it's not justice, it's not transparent, and it's not accountable for Madeleine. It's not. It's not fair. The fame. It's wrong. Why haven't I got that? I haven't done anything wrong. I've done nothing wrong to deserve social services stealing my child. The same social worker that stole my child left my son to be abused at the hands of his mother. Now I've proved all the abuse at the hands of my son's mother and her boyfriend. I've still not had no criminal charges. So these two abusers who abused my son, I had an assessment done at Priory. £5,000 cost me to have this assessment done at the Priory on the damage done to my son. And when I go to the police force and I show them the damage my son's had, they say because it's gone more than 6 months, we can't, and child's not recognised dates, we can't really go into it. Where's my son's justice? With the abusers. Well, I've got a press release out there. When I go into national press regarding my son and the failings of social services, again, one of my children, I haven't just got one child, I've got two children that live with me. I had a menage a trois. Along came a baby. I wore protection. The girl put a hole in the condom. Came back 9 months later and said to me, "This is your baby." I said, "No, it's not." So what day I went to the doctors for a test. This child ends up mine. This girl says to me, "You're not seeing baby. I'll pay maintenance for this child." She sees me in the paper. "Oh, would you like to see your son?" I said, "Yeah." I get involved with my son. I see my son being abused, all false. I removed my son from her care through the family courts. All the authorities were making referrals about this mother when my son was in her care. The school, the hostel, the people at the refuge, social services ignored it. Now, the same social workers who were ignoring it took my child Misty and future risk of harm. Now, I've got a press release out on this. I've got both sides of the coin. Left my son to be abused all forms at the hands of his mother, social workers. And the same social workers stole my child on future risk of harm. Now, no, the Forced Adopted campaign has got that. No, the Forced Adopted campaign's got that. Now, the centre of forced adoption is #ScoutsMegaphone, man. Please like and share all my work, you know, and it would be great if we could have a suffering family on my show. A social worker is tempted to come onto my show, and it's going to be great. You know, we are going to keep the comments down on the social worker because she is on the side for forced adoption. She is a shy voter for forced adoption. Well, what I'd like to ask is how many people would get together if I arranged a big protest? That's what I would really like to know on Facebook Live tonight. I'm thinking about getting one great big protest together. I've got an idea what to do with this protest, on how to get recognition, on how to get limelight this protest. I need numbers, so I'm just put my feelers out there just to get a good idea on who is interested and who isn't interested, because I do get quite negative about it. Sometimes I do think about walking away from it, because I don't get enough exposure, and that's why I'm saying I'm thinking about doing a protest and how many people would actually turn out to this protest. It would be a social service protest regarding forced adoption and men not seeing their children, and what it's going to do is going to try and help unite all these groups to get together on a big demonstration, and I will tell the Crown how it is, how you want me to tell them. I don't hold back. Social services do steal children. Theresa May, Thurrock Council perjured themselves and sold my child. Now, if you've got any problems about me saying that, come and speak to me. Right, it's a serious allegation. Right, local government in this country, the UK, perjured themselves and stole my child. All you people around the world that view me on YouTube, I'd like you to share me, because it goes on. I can prove it. And central government in the Conservative Party and Theresa May, Liz Truss, the Justice Secretary, MP Jackie Doyle-Rice, all choose to turn their backs on it. It ruins it for the good MPs that are in the Conservative Party. But again, I'd like to shout out to any MP that would like to come and speak to me regarding forced adoption. Come on my show, you know. I'm sure them MPs are clever enough, if you put a mask on, that you would still get recognised. But I mean, we have got balaclavas that we could use. For anyone that's a bit extra nervous, of only just wearing a mask. I've just been passed another message from Aaron. You're on phone tonight, Aaron. Thanks for keeping tuned in, taking your time on a Sunday, Aaron, to keep posted. I'll keep watching, and keep asking questions, obviously, because you're interested for change, mate, and that's what it's all about, mate. I do see you as part of my work engine of social media, and thanks for all the work you do, Aaron. When you are, mate, I'm going to let you know you are on my list for the party time. When I do have a party, you will get an invite to my party. I do class you as a part of the work engine of my social media, along with Sam Joyce, Kay Phillips, Georgia. There's loads to mention, you know, but I am going to get a list together for my party. When I do get some exposure and change and I start making good change, I know who's around me, who are real. I know who's jumping on the bandwagon to help their own case, and I welcome them people. You know, but at the same time, my heart goes out to my work engine on my social media, and those people know who they are. And thank you again, these people. And I promise you, it's never going to be forgotten. You know, one day it will turn around us all, and we'll all be rewarded, including yourselves as my work engine. Thanks a lot, you guys, again, for liking and sharing. The more we get out there, the better. Aaron Sexton, can you set up a poll to get the numbers? It'd be nice to set up a poll, Aaron. I'm going to do that, because we do need to analyse properly. I mean, I analyse my Facebook and who shares and likes my posts, and I just see that it's the same handful of people that are doing it, and again they're on my list as my work engine, and then people know who they are if they share my posts. I have started taking people off my friends' Facebook because they're just not doing nothing, they're just being nosy, and I don't, this is what we not need. You know, we need to unite. We don't want judgmental people that want to come in here and just want to watch. It's not a place to watch. If it was a place to watch, I'd be putting up a pay-per-view for them people who for just to watch. Because it's not about watch, it's about change. We're doers on this Facebook Live. Hashtag Scouse Megaphone Man. We are doers. I do. You know what I mean? Any friends that know me, close friends know me, they know I do. So, big shout going out for all you people that have logged on. Social services. I'd like to give a big shout to all you social workers that do it right. They know who they are. I know who they are. Well done to you people. Aaron, thanks mate. Just doing my bit. Aaron, it doesn't matter how much you do, mate. You're doing your bit. It doesn't matter if you share it. You know, it doesn't matter if you like it. Still doing your bit. Everyone's got their own way. You know, obviously when protests have been going on, people say that they want to go and something cropped up, or I know what, it's hard for people to get involved. I mean, but if I do a protest under hashtag Scouse Megaphone Man, I am going to give people plenty pre-warning what I'm doing, because I just need to do some sort of poll, and I want to ask people out there, if I did a protest, who would join my protest? I'm going to put a post up on Facebook to the fact, if I did a protest, who would turn out. But again, I've seen so many people saying, oh yeah, I've seen other posts and other protests and there's like 6,000 people going and you turn up there and there's only 20 people there. I have been to, there's an empowerment on Mondays, 10 o'clock outside the High Court. I've been to that a couple of times, and that gives me a bit of a boost when I go there. I'd like to do that one day again, one Monday morning, 10 o'clock, go to the High Court in London and join empowerment. They're about injustices, and I go there on the 10 o'clock one day on a Monday. I go back there just to refresh myself, because I don't think it's the right way to go, to be going to other people's protests, whether it be Eugene's or whether it be Cardiff, or whether it be there and everywhere. Obviously I'm squeezed for funding, and I've got a lot going on around my bit, because there's a lot involved with PR companies and agents, and it's not easy. It's not easy. There's a lot of paperwork involved. There's a lot of things you've got to do. There's a lot of things you've got to look into, and a lot of things you've got to look into before you say and do stuff. It's a nightmare. I don't want to fall over. I've come so far for this forced adoption in social services and men not seeing their children. I've come so far to changing justice. You know, I've got a press release out there and I'm so close, you know. It's only because of this fire that rests with us, rests with them, you know, that I'm not out there now. And 2 terrorist incidents, one in Manchester and one again in London. That's why I've not been out there in the press, but we're going to get there, you know. Bring it to a close. I'm going to bring it to a close now. Getting a bit late. I've got the school on in the morning. I said, this passed me a note when the times are getting a bit late and that, because what I've got to do now is I've got to go away, look at my video, before I put it on YouTube and send it on to the government. I'll be sending this video onto the government direct through Twitter, at Wamsley Barnes on Twitter, YouTube, hashtag Scouse Megaphone Man, Mr. Barnes on Facebook. Follow me, please like and share this. It's getting late, so I'm going to close it down our Facebook Live, because I've got to watch the video, download it. Still got another 2 hours work to do after I finish my Facebook Live. There's a lot of unseen work that I do, and I've got school run in the morning. So big shout going out to all you families who watch this and who watch me the whole way through. Thank you again to my work engine for social media. You know who you are. I'll be naming you on a post as my work engine. Again, thank you. Stay strong to all you fathers who want to see their kids. It's been a hard day for all you people who've lost children, you know. You fathers, it's been a hard day. It's a Father's Day special tonight on Facebook Live, hashtag Scouse Megaphone Man. And if there's a little midweek session, it might be on a Wednesday, but I'll keep you all posted. But I am definitely back here Sunday night, 9 o'clock, Facebook Live, hashtag Scouse Megaphone Man. Please like and share for change, and good night, God bless, and I'm with you when I'm offline. Thank you very much for logging on. Please like and share. See you next week, Sunday, 9 o'clock. Thank you. Bye.